How do you afford just about anything while being on a budget? Well, being able to afford anything while being on a budget sounds like a dream, almost impossible, really. Because budgets are intended to limit, they're intended to keep things in check and in control. And when you run out of budget money, well, you can't just buy whatever you want. And I think that's why a lot of us avoid budgeting our money, because we want to buy what we want when we want. We want our money to run free and not be limited or bound by some other whatever, right? We just have to, live our life the way we want to. Okay? Like, I get it, right? But in my experience, I live this life. Like, if I wanted to go eat out, I was going to go eat out. And if I wanted to eat at a really nice place, I was going to eat at a really nice place. There was very little that was going to, well, stop me, because my mindset was I had the money. I had the money, and big deal, right? What is the easiest way to budget? First, be realistic. Okay, we only have so much money that we make every month, and while we would like to buy whatever because it makes us feel good, right, or it's a hobby of ours, right, we have to be realistic. We have to make sure that we're taking into account all of our necessities before we worry about all of our wants. Two, consider automated savings, right? Once you figure out how much you need to save every month, whether it be for your a savings goal, annual expenses, whatever, right? Once you figure that out and factor that into a budget, create automated savings plans so that every month on the same day it goes out. It goes into a savings account. It goes to your financial advisor or whatever. But automate all of that stuff so that you're not thinking about it. Okay, that'll help a lot. Three, use online tools. There's a lot of resources out there, whether your bank provides it, or there's an app that you found that you really like, or it's just another service, a third-party service that you like. For me, online tools, I like to use mint.com for my budget. It works, it integrates with my bank accounts, and it's just super nice. Four, try budgeting for additional expenses. This is planning for the future. This is anticipating that something's going to come up that you're going to need money for. By planning for these additional expenses, you're setting money aside for them so that when they do happen, you're not surprised. When they do happen, you're not trying to make paychecks meet or stretch them as far as possible, right? And so saving additional every month or every paycheck just really makes that go a lot easier when they do come up, because you already have the money ready to go. Number five, this is the last one for this question, is make adjustments. Okay, life changes, things change, the cost of living goes up, you move to a new city, you get a new job, whatever, like life changes. So be ready and willing to make adjustments for whatever that might be. You might need to bump up your grocery budget another $20 because, well, food's just more expensive where you're living now. Or life changes and you work a ton, you're working 80 hours a week, which I hope you're not, but you're working a ton and you just don't have time to cook. So you flip-flop your grocery budget with your eating out budget, and you give yourself more money to eat out or whatever it is. How should a beginner budget? This is such a great question. Getting started is half the battle, right? First of all, you really do need to find a system or a solution that works for you. Okay? If you don't have an idea of what that is, you need to research one. Here's a short list of things you can do to set yourself up as a beginner with budgeting. Number one, write down what you hope a budget will help you achieve. This will be your motivation that'll help you keep going, because altering your lifestyle to live within a budget, to live the budgeted lifestyle, it's gonna take a toll on you, right? And you need to be reminded of what this budget is going to help you achieve. Two, do a deep dive into current spending habits. Do a deep dive. Like, are you going to the gym? Great. But if you're not, but you have a gym membership, let's maybe cancel that gym membership. Okay? Do you have a subscription to Audible or magazines that you aren't using? Well, let's probably cancel those, okay? So, doing a deep dive into spending habits can be tough, especially if you have somebody who's willing to vocalize an opinion on, well, why are you going to the gym or why are you paying for the gym if you don't go, or whatever, okay? Like, it can be a really tough conversation, if you're enlisting the support or the opinion of others, close friends and family, on your spending habits, okay? But doing a deep dive can help you realign or align spending habits with your budget or with your long term savings goals. Three, use your bank's transaction history to catch irregular expenses. It's a good idea to know where your money's going, write them down, and then plan for it. Number four, add up all of your income. Okay, your budget will be based on your income. Okay, so if you have one paycheck that comes into your household, great, that's what you plan on. Okay, or do you have two paychecks that come into your household? Perfect. If you make, say, $2,500 a month, okay, your budget cannot exceed $2,500 a month, right? So that it's important to know what amount of money you have to work with. So ideally, you might make $2,500 a month, which is great. Your budget shouldn't exceed that. Ideally, you'll want to spend even less than $2,500. I would say $2,000 should be just for your budget, and then you have a surplus of $500 that can go to wherever you need it to go. All right. So and that's what a budget will help you do. Number five, decide how much to save. Right? Once you've established your budget, you've established how much you need for groceries, for gas every month, for mortgage, car payments, insurance. Like you figured all of that out. You're right. You know what kind of money you need. Okay. And once you've got that established, then you can decide how much you can save. 6, schedule a family meeting. This is really important if you're married and it's just you and your spouse who need to have this conversation, or even if you have kids, and especially if they're older kids and you're trying to get out of debt or achieve different goals and dreams. Okay, super important to have this family meeting, because if you're doing this all on your own and you've got other people who rely on the money you make or the money you're going to budget, it's going to be really tough. There's going to be a lot of tension in the house. And so if you can have an open dialogue, a conversation to say, this is what we're going to do as a family, this is what we'd like to do, but we can't do it unless we all do it together. Okay, really important that you have this open conversation. And yes, money can be a bit of a taboo subject. We don't want to talk about our finances, how much we make, how much we spend. It's tough. However, if you want everybody on board, you're going to have to open up a little bit. You're going to have to open up and say, we make $2,500 a month. That's it. Okay? That's a finite amount of money. We don't have anything else to contribute. If you want something else, in addition, guess what? You get to make your own money to get that, if that's what you want. Okay? But as a family, as a couple, this is what we're doing. This is what we feel to be important. Okay? So you have to have that conversation, and then you have to say, okay, well, we spend, $350 a month on just all of our cell phones. All right, we spend $200 at the grocery store every month. Okay, we eat out this much. Now, what are the areas we can save? XYZ. All right, and I need your help to make dinner so that we don't eat out. Okay, I need your help so that when we go to the store, we're not buying stuff we don't need. Okay, that we help everyone contributes to keeping the budget intact, to find ways to save money, to find alternatives. Okay, and if you have older kids, they're the working age or whatever. Okay, they can go get a job. If they want to indulge in hobbies or extra things, they can go get a job to earn that money, to engage in that stuff, so that they're not burdening the family budget. Okay. Furthermore, I think that just helps Kids learn the concepts of budgeting and sacrificing and finding alternate ways to achieve the same things or to have the same things, um, because they're learning with you. They're learning through you and your example. Okay, you might not have all the answers, but they're still looking up to you. They're still watching this whole process, and I think it'll make them better, more responsible adults when it comes to money management.